Okay, so today is October 29th, 2016. Oh no, it's the 30th. It's 12:45 in the morning. Um, I am headed to Starbucks right now because I'm about to upload some of the stuff related to my unlawful arrest. But I wanted to touch on how I just know for a fact that this cop who decided to place my phone back in my property when I got booked in with 2 cell phones and released with 3, that alone, because I got proof of that alone just shows the corruption in Garland Police Department. How can you allow that shit and you claim that you're out here to protect and serve? You steal my cell phone and you make the mistake of putting it back thinking I was most likely one of the illiterates who was just gonna get out of jail and continue on with my life and not sue the department, or putting it back was just gonna help the case. That just made it fucking worser. And then on top of that, everything that I'm about to release was on my memory card in my external SD. They deleted the internal files from my DCIM folder, but they didn't delete the stuff off my SD card. They deleted the arrest footage, but as well as everything else that was in my internal storage for my camera. But all of these videos that I have of their discrepancies, all of that shit would have not been in my possession if they would have just kept my cell phone. But I'm releasing all of that as well as a lot of other stuff too. But it shows the corruption that revolves around Garland Police Department here in Texas, in the United fucking States of America, the so-called greatest country on the planet. They arrested me for failed ID and resisting arrest. Nobody gets out of jail within 15 hours, or just around that time. I gotta count the exact hours, but nobody gets out of jail with the drop charge of resisting arrest if there was probable cause on the case. There was no probable cause. I was sitting on the ground watching a movie in public. They claimed that I was in private. They claimed I was suspicious, that people didn't know what I was doing there, and it was raising the cause for concern because I looked suspicious sitting on the ground minding my own business, and I exercised my rights. But I got jumped by 3 cops and kidnapped, being held against your will, taken somewhere you don't want to be. I was sitting in jail. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be free because I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't break laws. 2 years ago, in 2014, I believe it was in November, I had a warrant out for my arrest for a probation violation, and I turned myself in because I told myself I do not want to go into 2015 with any kind of records or anything connecting me to the justice system, because I want to build something with my life, and I have been doing that. I recently launched a blog. The night I got arrested, I was going to upload some content that I've been creating, and this is basically a relaunch of my blog. But I got arrested, and I made a video not even 24 hours before I got arrested just talking about my site for a little bit, and I didn't have this injury. So I got a lot of shit to upload, and I'm headed there right now, and I'm gonna upload some stuff. But they fucked up. The Garland Police Department is either going to stand behind that officer and all 3 of those officers in there and try to protect themselves all that they can. But I got too much proof, and if my case gets denied in any way, or I don't get a settlement for fucking excessive force, my injury, and just being held against my will, depriving me of my fucking constitutional rights, infringing on my rights, and all kinds of other shit as well. I'm not gonna talk about it all right now, but it's corruption. They either gonna award me, or with all the evidence that I got, when I put all of the evidence out there for the public to see, if they rule against me, the public is gonna clearly know that I was in the right. And then on top of that, I got released, like I said, with resisting arrest and failed ID. And plus, they also added public intoxication on the arrest report, but I didn't get that charge when I was in jail. They didn't tell me that when I got arrested, and when I was in jail, that was just a random fucking. They tried to add something onto my arrest. I didn't even notice that shit on the arrest report until the 28th. I was walking to back to the Starbucks location to record footage of the incident and just basically explain everything that happened. I'm right, and I had the right to resist unlawful arrest, and they dropped all the charges and released me within 15 hours. And you think that they didn't even need to bring me the phone back. That alone would have got me a settlement. Unlawful arrest, and I'm sitting in jail, fucking face busted up. I'm being held against my will. I got kidnapped by 3 fucking cops. And I told them when I was in that car, I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna use that on black crimes or just racism shit, because I don't want to believe that that's the reason why y'all arrested me. But over the past few days, I've just came to the conclusion that there is no other motivated reason for them to have even bothered me. I told them to leave me alone, get the fuck out of my face. This is after I cooperated with them. They told me I look suspicious sitting there. I said suspicion is not illegal. I quoted Brown v. Texas, Terry v. Ohio, Plummer versus State, and a lot of other shit. And I told them to call the supervisors. One of the guys lied to me and said he was a supervisor. Turns out he wasn't. And they decided to say, you know what, fuck it, let's take them. It was a snatch and grab. I got kidnapped by punk ass cops. If I would have had a pistol, I would have shot every single one of them. I confidently say that shit because not only am I a law-abiding citizen, but I understand my rights. And I don't even care if they didn't have any laws that would protect me from killing a cop that chooses to unlawfully arrest me, especially if I analyze the situation myself. But, and the reason why is because this is my life. I will not let a cop pose a threat to my life unlawfully. Yeah, sure, they got a right to defend themselves if they got probable cause, and I'm an individual who chooses to resist arrest or I pose a threat to their lives. Yeah, they got a right to use whatever force necessary. And I, as a man, I don't even need a right. It's my life. I'm not nobody's slave. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me that I can't defend myself with deadly force against the person who is posing a threat to my goddamn life. I was minding my own business. I got a right to freely travel among this country. I'm a fucking citizen, and I got jumped and fucking kidnapped by 3 cops, held against my will for all them hours. My face still hurts. I got to deal with this, with managing this fucking injury on my face every single day. I got to deal with thinking about this arrest every single day. And it's something that I did not want to deal with. The police interfered with my life without probable cause, caused me an injury, and I gotta deal with this shit every day. But like I said, I got a blog and shit that I'm working on. I'm trying to build something with my life. I'm actually at that point where I'm about to attempt to take off, and I don't believe in failure. I'm not gonna fail. But Garland Police Department has got my attention. They are an obstacle that I will conquer because I know my rights. And if they do believe in the justice system and equality and a bunch of other shit, then they will, the fucking jury or whoever will rule in my favor.